Alright, there we go. Hi guys. Sorry for the little bit of technical difficulties.
That one's my fault.
I wanted to try to increase the quality of the video. I think I'm like watching the wrong event over here. Ah, there we go. Okay, sorry. I was having I was having some of my own issues here. Okay, there we go. All better. Hi guys. Sorry about that. Thanks for your patience. How's the video quality? I try to improve it a little bit so that it's a little less grainy, a little closer to HD. How'd it turn out? Awesome. How is it going? It's going pretty well. It's been a pretty good day. Spent most of my day writing today, which I love doing, so life is good. Pretty good quality? Okay, cool. Awesome. I'm glad that that's working well. I was afraid that increasing the quality was going to clog up my bandwidth and it would break up. Ah, hi Aussie Wombat. You're not sick anymore? No, I'm all good. And what's nice is that I don't have too bad allergies, even though everything's all like in flower and pollinating everything everywhere right now. So I have to wash all the pollen stuff off the car frequently, but I don't get sneezy or weepy or anything. So creative writing? Well, I like creative writing and I've done a little bit and I have some plans for it in the future, but right now most of the writing that I do is I guess professional writing. I write for, or I'm managing editor for the website thearmsguide.com, so I write a lot for that site, pretty much an article a day. And then I just started writing for thebankswitch.com, which is a blog hosted by my friend Tim from the Military Arms channel on YouTube. I'm really excited. My first article is going to go live tomorrow morning, so if any of you are curious about what my writing's like, I'd recommend popping over to the Bank Switch tomorrow morning and let me know how the post turned out and what you think about it. And to the newcomers, hey, welcome to the live stream. I'm glad to have you guys. Hey, One Bad, I see that you're there too. Oh, love my hair. Thank you. I, well, pretty much hadn't done anything with it all day, and I was like, oh man, I'm gonna be on camera. Maybe I should not look like I'm a social hermit and live under a rock with the internet all day, which is pretty much what I do. Missed all 3 weeks, managed to get home for this one. Well, hey, that's awesome. Thanks for taking some time to stop by and chat with us. Any insight on an article on your experience on race gun shooting or for people who want to start themselves? I've never really shot a race gun, one of those like souped up limited guns that look like they belong on the set of like Star Trek rather than on a racing or on a firearms course. I've seen them and they look freaking cool and I'd love to shoot them. The closest that I've ever shot to, I guess, a race gun would be Ben Stager's Elite 2, the Beretta. It's got a couple of modifications on it, but because he was running it for production class, he can't increase, or he can't put too much or do too much with it. It's got a trigger job on it, and improved recoil springs, and then he's replaced the springs on his and followers on his magazines, I believe. I don't know all that he's done to it because he's run it for a long time, but it was a little nicer, well, okay, a lot nicer than the Beretta M9 that I've been running just as my own like training pistol for the last like few years. I know that right now though he's shooting a 10 Froglube, which looks like freaking sweet. I've had my eye on a TZ75 for a while, so I'm hoping to get one of those myself. Hopefully soon. I mean, we'll see. What's your thought for a hot weather concealed carry firearm? I currently carry a Glock 27, but finding it a bit large for summer carry. I was thinking LCP and 380. I guess that comes down. Well, I guess I'll start with a disclaimer of how concealed carry is super, super subjective. So I will never tell you carry this gun or carry that gun. But maybe a couple of options that you might want to consider are some single stack polymer framed pistols. They seem to be the best at managing like size and weight ratios while still being able to carry. The LCP, obviously, in 380 is very petite as far as like size goes and very convenient. I like some of the new options for single stack polymer frames in the M&P Shield and the XDS9 or XDS45. Those are pretty decent as far as managing or trying to get that balance between being able to conceal it well because they have like 1-inch wide frames and reasonably small footprints. They're like 5 inches or so long, 4 inches or so tall. They vary a little bit, but I think they do a pretty decent balance. It's worth looking into as far as like highly concealable firearms go. SIG P238 is nice. Yeah, that's one that I really enjoy. Very petite little firearm. That is like probably the most concealable firearm I own, at least up to this point. Let's see. Did I have fun in Texas? Abso-freaking-lutely. It was wonderful. It was definitely very bittersweet to leave because I'm so proud of my brother for doing what he's doing out there. I admire his courage and his patriotism and for the decision that he's made to serve his country in the way he is. But he's my best friend, so I miss him. And that made getting to spend just a couple of extra days with him before he left for overseas really, really nice. It was awesome. We hung out, basically, played video games, and talked. Not really great for vlog content, but really great for sibling bonding. You know what's crazy? I've never fought with him. Like, not even once. Our whole lives. My mom has always thought that was weird. Hello from Missouri. Well, hello from Wisconsin. Am I the only one who feels it's really tough shooting the Shield or the XDS? Having a smaller framed pistol, both being lighter and being short barrel, means that they're generally more snappy. I think the best that you can really do when you're looking at one of those like pocket pistols is trying to find the least uncomfortable to shoot. There are some exceptions, like the SIG P238 seems to be a wonderful balance of managing having a short barrel and not being a really snappy and uncomfortable shooter. But the problem with that is that, well, it has a really like small capacity. I think it's only like 6+1. It's either, yeah, I think it's 6+1 or 5+1. Either way, limited in capacity, and then, you know, you're going down to that tiny 380 round, which some people are just completely against using. Other people are cool with it. I mean, I think it's a personal preference thing. I'd way rather have a 380 than go unarmed. But for the most part, I don't carry 380s. How do you feel about the M&P stock triggers? I'm not really in love with them. I don't think that alone makes it a bad gun, but it is my least favorite feature on them, I guess. I don't own one yet, but that's part of why I don't own one yet, is because the ones that I've shot, the stock triggers are kind of crunchy, kind of stiff. It's not the end of the world, but I don't find it to be one of the better ones as far as stock triggers go. Lip gloss? Today it's lipstick, not lip gloss. But some days I like that. I guess that's the fun thing about being a girl in the firearms world is I get to be a girl. Like wearing a dress, like I'm wearing a dress today, and putting on makeup. I don't have a problem with doing girly stuff. It's fun. Do I have a preference between a direct impingement versus gas piston? You know, I actually haven't fired a piston AR yet. I've only shot the DI ones, and my personal AR is DI. Um, I'm not, honestly, I'm not as well versed on the mechanics of ARs, but from the research that I've done on them when I was learning or learning about and building my AR was that gas piston is pretty solid technology. I don't think that I have a preference for it though. It does seem to be a little bit heavier though, if that matters for you, which for me it does. I was trying to have a weight saving AR but still have aluminum because I don't prefer polymer. It's, I guess, a subjective thing for me. I don't like the feel of it. So I don't own a whole lot of polymer firearms, and I wasn't interested in getting a polymer lower or a polymer. Yeah, I wasn't interested in getting a polymer lower for my own AR, but that's a great way to save weight if you're really big on that. Ah, hey Nick, good to see you. Glad you're able to join. Do you normally carry a 1911 when you're out and about? For the majority, yeah, I do. It's comfortable, and what I mean by comfortable is that I'm comfortable with how I handle my 1911 more than other firearms. It's something that I know when I go to shoot it, I'm going to shoot it well, or I'm going to shoot it better under pressure than I'll shoot other firearms. Having that kind of confidence in my ability with a particular firearm means a lot for me when I go to choose a pistol that I want to conceal carry. 1911 isn't the only gun that I'll carry, but it does end up being very common in my little rotation. I should sing during a live stream. Oh gosh. Me being shy, it's totally exacerbated with singing. But maybe one time I'll try it. I'll sing during a live stream. I guess I just have to pluck up the courage. My dad is over here off camera, and he is nodding at me like, "Yep, you should do it." Baby steps, okay, baby steps. Oh, he's even offering to play the guitar for me to sing. Okay, I concede. I'll do a live stream where I sing. What is my shoe size? That is not a question I get very often. It's a normal shoe size. I don't know. I guess it changes depending on where I go. It's just I don't have to shop anything specialty. I'm not super petite and I'm not super large. Yeah, Destiny said. Oh my gosh, you guys don't gang up on me. Not fair. Hi, Destiny's dad. Did he have a good Father's Day? Did you have a good Father's Day, Dad? He says he did. It was pretty low key. We just spent some family time together. It would have been better with my brother, but it was pretty relaxing, I think, for everybody. Oh, and my brother did call though, so that was a nice little Father's Day gift. Plus, I got to talk to him too, so that was really great. Stage fright? I do get a little bit of stage fright. It's just more, I have performance anxiety and social anxiety overall. Like, anytime I'm getting ready to take a test, or give a presentation, or perform on stage, which I've only done a little bit of stage performing. I've done a couple of those, like, Battle of the Bands things, which are fun and terrifying at the same time. Especially if, like, you're, like, near the middle to the end, like, in the middle of the set, I think is the best, or the most people are in the audience, because, at the beginning, they're still kind of coming in, and by the end, they're, like, getting tired of hearing, like, bands that they didn't want to hear or whatever, and then they leave. So anytime that I've had to perform, like, right in the middle of a Battle of Bands, it's just, like, super intimidating. But that adds to some of the excitement of it. Is that? I've had some people ask me about like featuring other people on my live conversations in a way that Google Hangout does. Livestream doesn't allow me to do that. It doesn't work like that. I'm not opposed to doing Google Hangouts down the road at some point, and I've done one with One Bad Marine Tube, which was fun, and I'll probably do more of those at some point when I get, I guess, more comfortable. I haven't hosted one myself yet, but I like this format, and so I'm going to keep up these kinds of live streams, and I get a number of people who seem to be enjoying them too, so this works for me. Joined late, so sorry if I asked a question that's already been answered, but how's the Young Guns project going? Well, so far, that's, I don't think anybody has asked that yet, but I'm enjoying it. I'm really excited about it. It's still very brand new, but I just like that it offers an alternative avenue for me to post my content about guns and shooting and the shooting sports than YouTube. So I appreciate having that opportunity to put my material up on another site. I'm gonna stay on YouTube, just because I participate with the Young Guns TV site doesn't mean that I'm unplugging from YouTube. It's just something new and something different. And it also allows for advertisers who want to market their products to the gun community individually or specifically. So it's a great avenue for revenue. There's a ladies' night waiting for you. I will get there eventually, I promise. Let me see here. So what do you guys think of Young Guns, for those of you who have popped by the site? For those of you who haven't, totally pop by. Tell me what you think. I'm looking for some feedback. It's younggunstv.com. So YOUNGGUNSTV.com. Let me know what you think, as I'm still producing content, or I'm in the middle of working on different productions that will release on that site. So taking your feedback will allow me to tweak the videos that I have in progress for what I'm going to be releasing on there. Whoa, I got behind on your comments. Okay, let me check out. Let me check out your comments over here so I can get caught up. Oh, so I read a story about this kid. I think he was an 8th grader? He wore an NRA t-shirt to school, and he's now facing like a fine and a year in jail or something crazy like that. Yeah, okay, yeah, I'm seeing that comment related to that, but I totally read that story too, and I think it's upsetting. Actually, from what I understand, the dad of that kid's dad is a fellow YouTuber in the firearms community. I just think it's crazy how some people take words, take toys, and find a reason to punish children for them. You know what I'm saying? I did a video on it on should toy guns be banned. Actually, I wrote an article on it too on thearmsguide.com. And I think it's kind of distressing how it's not just like a hot button issue, because I totally welcome debate and discussion. I think it helps people learn. I think a little debate's healthy. But this policy, this liberal policy of not letting children be children and punishing them for, making this gesture or having a breakfast pastry nibbled into a shape that they find offensive, or like that story about that poor kid in kindergarten. His name is Hunter, but oh, he's deaf. So how he signs his name happens to resemble a firearm. And so this kid gets in this all sorts of trouble, and they want him to like find a new way to say his own name. It's just like this demonizing of guns that I don't understand, and I don't like to see it in the education of our young children. It's like not giving them a choice to learn and then make up their own minds. It's just saying guns are bad, Kai. You know what I mean? Did you see Lil Wayne stomp on the flag? No, I did not, but I did see something about his response about it, because it seems there were a number of people who were offended by that. And he seems to be doing a little bit of backpedaling now, which I'm not really surprised. But that's, yet another example of that liberal media demonizing. What I don't understand is that they demonize firearms, but they also demonize like our Constitution and our country, as though the values upon which it was built are illegitimate, and it's not just anti-liberal or it's not just liberal anti-gun. It's like anti-American. Like it's bad for somebody to want to work hard and be successful. Like it's bad to want to acquire tools and use them for personal purposes. I mean, I have friends who are liberal. I don't like hate liberals or liberally minded individuals. And it confuses me that somebody who professes such policies as tolerance can be so angry and not have liberal, like, open-minded ideals. Alright, let's find a different subject. That one can get a little, intense. Looking for a new knife? The K-Bar has had its time. I'm pretty pleased with my experience with the cold steel knives. What I like about them is that they're pretty affordable, and that AUS 8A, that Japanese steel, is really hardy. Ooh, if you're looking for a folder, though, the Benchmade Adamas, the 275, they have a fixed blade too, the 375. Those are some pretty hardy knives. Those Adamas knives, they're a D2 tool steel. So they're really hardy steel. Like, it takes forever to dull. You can't get as fine of an edge necessarily on it, but it's definitely sharp, and it'll definitely perform for a long time before it needs to be resharpened. I mean, you can't get an edge on D2 steel, but the V grind on it is a little more stout than the razor grind that the cold steels get. Oh, and the cold steel knives, their steel is Japanese, but the knives are assembled in Taiwan. So if that makes a difference for some of you, that's, I guess, something to note. But they've got a number of really solid blades. That Adamas, though, is one of my particular favorites, I guess. I beat the heck out of it on camping trips, just chopping up like campfire wood and all sorts of stuff, and I have yet to be disappointed. Let's see. I'm going through comments here to try and get caught up. Do you carry a knife on you? Yeah, like 95% of the time, actually. Today is a Benchmade Triage. I just wrote a review on this on thearmsguide.com, but it's a knife that I've owned for a couple of years now. I'm pretty pleased with it. It's a neat blade. I like firearms. Once I started getting into blades, it's like an addictive kind of hobby, because there's like, oh, well, I don't have a blade that's got S30V steel yet, or I don't have a karambit yet, or whatever. And because they're cheaper than firearms to purchase, it's even easier to justify purchasing more. It's kind of funny. But then again, I'm a female, so I'm pretty good at like justifying going shopping for things, whether it's knives or guns or clothes or shoes or whatever. But um, do you do any hunting? Not yet. I really want to. I was supposed to go last year, but I had some stuff come up and it just didn't work out. So I'd like to soon. Hopefully, this fall, I'll be able to put something together. But thus far, not yet. And when I do, if I do go hunting this fall, it would be deer hunting. And I would totally, totally love going hog hunting out in Texas. I think that would be one of the coolest things. I watched other videos of it, and it just looks like it would be neat. I know that hunting is a lot of waiting in reality, but I still would like to try it at least once, to get the experience. Do you have a flashlight? Yeah, I have a couple of flashlights. Right now I'm pretty much just using LZ's, the ZFL M60 models, and I found them to be pretty hardy. I have a bad habit of dropping them for some reason. I guess part is how they sit in my pocket. I have really short pockets because I wear girl pants, and so sometimes it'll just pop out and fall on the floor if I'm not being aware of that, or if I'm not being smart about how I'm putting it into my pocket. And they've taken a lot of abuse. I've never had issue with that, and I like one in particular that I carry the most has a crenellated bezel, which I like the option for self-defense. I mean, it would be kind of a last-ditch scenario thing for me to use that, but I'm pretty pleased with them. I got some Surefire flashlights. I'm sorry, I'm shedding. Problem with long hair. And I got these Surefires to send out to people who would want a giveaway of mine. And they were really awesome, but seeing as how I bought them for a giveaway, I just sent them off and I didn't hang on to any for myself. What is your favorite brand of AR? Oh my gosh, that is like impossible. There are so many like solid models. My personal AR, I guess my first AR that I built. I say built, but it was really, I got a lower, I got an upper, I got a stock, and I put them all together. But the upper is a DDM4 V7, and I love it. It's very lightweight. It's got the pencil profile. 16-inch barrel. I didn't want to have to worry about, or I wanted to be able to change out compensators if I wanted without having to have someone weld it on. So I didn't go with the 14-inch, and I thought that the 16-inch would be a little better, or a little easier to wield than a longer barrel, especially because I don't have like super long arms. And having a heavier firearm, well, it becomes more unwieldy quicker for somebody who, like me, has little chicken arms. And then my lower is an LMT Defender 2000 lower. And my stock is an ACSL Magpul stock, which I'm pretty pleased with. I'm not totally set on my build. I still want to put an ambi safety on there. I changed the grip to a Magpul MOE, but I'm not in love with it. I think I'm going to switch for the Myad. But, oh, there goes my cell phone. And, let me get caught up. Questions about dating and stuff. I don't date viewers. It's just, I don't think it's fair, and I'm way too busy to do any kind of dating. So I'm not going to really talk about it a whole lot in this, or in my live streams, except to say that I think it's sweet that some people express that interest, but, I don't do that. No, so, sorry if that's, something you wanted more information on. Did you do anything with the bolt catch or charging handle on your AR? Not yet, but I really want an ambi charging handle, because that is the biggest, like, pain in the rump when I'm shooting it, and for whatever reason I need to rack around. It's not impossible, it's just a little bit irksome, and it adds a little bit of time onto operating it if I have to, or with how it's kind of awkward to reach around and and get that. So, one of the cool things I have coming up is Wyndham Weaponry has sent me a carbon fiber AR-15. So, or it has a carbon fiber lower, I believe. So Ken Fuller, if you are interested in learning a little bit more about Wyndham's carbon fiber AR, I will have some review coming up in the near future. Keep an eye out. Do you own a swear jar? That is an awesome question. No, I do not. Most of my friends are guys. My family is largely either they were serving or they are serving the military. So, so I'm not unused to it. I mean, being in the firearms community, people swear. But I try to keep it off of my channel. I mean, I want to be like family friendly, and I know a lot of my viewers are younger, and I enjoy having their viewership. So, so I try to keep that off my channel, but it doesn't offend me if somebody swears or I see it somewhere or something. What's your favorite or best response to why do you carry a gun? It's my God-given or natural right to be able to defend myself. If you look at the wording of the Constitution, of the Second Amendment to the Constitution, it doesn't grant the right to defend oneself. It protects the right that's already there. It's an inherent and natural right. And if I choose to use, it is my right to be able to choose whether or not I want to carry a firearm to defend myself. If I'm attacked with deadly force, I want the option to be able to escalate, or not escalate, I want the option to be able to combat and counter an attack of lethal force with lethal force. I'm a female. I'm only like 140 pounds. If some big dude wants to come at me, I am physically at a disadvantage. I can't help it. I'm just a smaller person. It is easier for a larger person to just overwhelm me and do whatever, and try to do whatever ill they wish to do against me, whether that's kill me or rape me. I mean, I don't walk around just expecting that's going to happen to me all the time. You know, I'm not like freaking out looking over my shoulder every 2 seconds. I like try to keep situational awareness, but I'm not paranoid in the sense that I feel that there's always some impending attack. But just because I'm not paranoid doesn't mean that there aren't bad people out there who would be willing and interested in doing me harm. So I try to improve my odds of surviving some kind of encounter should it ever occur. So that's why I choose to carry a firearm. Okay, do you take any self-defense training? I would love to take Krav Maga. I haven't had the opportunity yet, but I've taken Taekwondo and Combat Hapkido for the last 17 years. Oh, that makes me feel old. But it's just a big part of our family. We got into it, my siblings and I got into it as kids, and so our family, we do a lot of stuff together. We play video games together, watch movies together, take martial arts classes together, we go shooting together. Just because I have the most background, the most history invested into Taekwondo, though, it doesn't mean that I think it's like the master sport or that it's, you know, super technical or whatever. But a lot of the things that I've learned from my history in martial arts, in Taekwondo and Hapkido, have helped me get out of and avoid dangerous situations. It's a self-defense mindset that's just as important as the techniques themselves, if not more so. Because if you have the opportunity to avoid a bad situation entirely, that's always going to be more successful than trying to dig your way out of a hole. Holy crap, how old are you? Older than dirt. Look pretty good, though, for 82, right? So, you shoot left and right-handed. I shoot pistol left and right-handed. Oh, by the way, the age question. My dad says I'm young. I don't know. I don't really think it matters how old I am. Old enough to serve my country. Old enough to consume alcohol. How's that? Oh, okay, back to the question I was going to answer. So, you shoot left-handed and right-handed. I shoot pistol left and right-handed. Do you find you switch eyes? Is it hard to shoot a right-handed rifle lefty? I like this question. I'm largely right-handed. I have the ability to use my right and left hand pretty equally in most situations, but I'm definitely only left eye dominant. I can use my right eye, but it takes so much focus and concentration and effort that it's so much more of a challenge. So for me, that means that using a long gun like a rifle or a shotgun is much easier for me to wield left-handed than it is right-handed, because my right eye has more of a handicap, so to speak, than does my left hand. I shoot pretty much just as well with a pistol with my left or my right hands. In fact, if I'm shooting one-handed, I shoot better with just the left hand, because that allows me to easier line up my left dominant eye with my shooting hand. Does your mom and dad shoot and train too? My dad shoots with me basically every single time I go to the range. I hardly ever go to the range without my dad. He's taught me most of what I've learned about shooting. And, you know, I pick up some techniques and tricks here and there from some of the training that I've taken and some of the instructors I've had the benefit of their aid. But my dad trains as much as I do, and he's a better shot than I am, so I'm always working toward trying to catch up to his level of skill. My mom isn't opposed to firearms, but she's not really a shooter. I've taken her shooting a couple of times, and before I took her shooting, I think she's been shooting like twice ever. And she grew up with guns around because, you know, her family, that whole side of the family, really, really big hunters, you know, just about religious about it. So she's not scared of firearms or anything. She's not opposed to them. She just kind of never got into the sport. But once in a while, when I do take her out, she always has fun. I guess she doesn't, like, train, though, which I'd like to see her do some more self-defense training. I've convinced her, though, to take her concealed carry course. I'm really excited about getting her into that. Do you like Korean food? Yes. I've only had a little bit, but I like Korean food and Chinese food. Some of it's a little spicy, but I love trying new foods. I especially like Puerto Rican food is freaking delicious. Mexican food's great too. Are you in the military? I know your brother is, right? My brother is serving right now overseas. Both my parents are veterans, but I am not in the military. I have thought about it. My recruiter would like jump out of his seat if he could finally get me to sign. I took my ASFAB, and I was trying to narrow down my MOS. And when I got the results back from my ASFAB, I just decided that if I do join, I'm going to go into officers training instead. But I have so many things that are going on in my life right now that I want to pursue, like my writing career with, well, right now I'm chiefly writing for thearmsguide.com because I'm managing editor for that site, and I just started writing for thebangswitch.com, and I have a couple of other gigs. Oh, I've written for thetruthAboutGuns.com, which was fun. And I really enjoy that. So I have that going for me right now, and I'm finishing up school. So I want to invest the time that I have into that at the moment. I guess I haven't ruled out serving, but it's not something that I'm pursuing right now. What advice would you give me to get my mother, who is vehemently against guns, to the range? I have a couple of videos and a couple of articles on the Arms Guide about that very subject. There are a couple of things, though, right off the bat that help. Like allowing them to have a chance to get familiar with the firearm and how it works and the safety before you even get out to the range. Like, whenever I take any of my friends out to shoot for the first time, I spend at least an hour, even like up to 3 hours of having them touch guns and learn how to shoot before they even get to the range. So I think that's a really huge part of it. It shows people that guns aren't scary. They're not just going to jump up and hurt somebody. But I recommend, for more advice on that, to go and check out the videos on how to get your lady to shoot. What are the must-shoot guns you currently have on the list? That is a very long list, but I think at the top of that list is a Mongoose. That would probably be like the penultimate shooting experience for me. I would absolutely love that. That would be really awesome. Do you ever shoot your M9 one-handed? Oh yeah, all the time. I think it's important to practice shooting one-handed as well as shooting two-handed. I mean, you never know if you do end up getting in a self-defense situation. It's very possible that you might not be able to use both hands. So I don't want to find myself in a super disadvantage by only wielding, or by not knowing how to wield my firearm with one hand. So I practice shooting right-handed and left-handed, as well as with two hands. So what do your non-gun owner friends think about your choice in jobs? I'm a little bit closed-mouthed about my shooting interests with some of my friends. Some of them just know that I'm a writer and I have a blog, and that's enough for them because they're familiar with blogging. The Arms Guide isn't exactly a blog, but for those who are just uncomfortable with the idea of firearms and shooting, that's just enough for them. Some of my friends, though, think it's really cool. They're not super into guns, but the idea that I could make money doing something that I love, that's an idea that they can relate to. But I can't say that many of them read the articles that I write. I think I only have one friend who watches my videos, which, you know who you are. Thanks for being out there. Can you drive a motorcycle? No, but I would like to. Being in, Wisconsin, the land of Harley, I'd love to have one eventually, but they're so expensive. It's really cost prohibitive. Eventually, I'll probably get myself a little bike and learn to ride, but the money that could be invested in a motorcycle, I'd much rather invest in firearms right now, so that's where the money goes for me. Do the guys that work at the range you video at know how popular you are? LOL. Some of the ranges I go to the staff is more, I guess, aware than others about YouTube and the fact that I have a channel and what that means. Some of them are, well, not. The social media movement, if you will, is still a very new one. If you think about all the people who are sitting on YouTube right now watching videos, how many of them are watching gun videos, A lot of them are following, like, entertainment channels, like channels they think are funny, or music channels, like from the Vivo channels of their favorite artists, or what have you. The firearms enthusiast community on YouTube is quite a niche. It's very small. There are a lot of people who I talk to, like, even at the range, who never even thought to look at YouTube for gun videos. It just never even crossed their mind. Like, oh yeah, that's something I could do. So, I never consider myself to be a famous person. At the range is when I'm most likely to be recognized, but I don't go shooting expecting that somebody's gonna know who I am. Like, oh my gosh, you don't know FateofDestinee, what? That's not my mindset. What's your all-time favorite video game? That's kind of a tough question. I think I'd have to say the Elder Scrolls series, though. I am in love with those games. I'm a big RPG player, mostly because I suck at first-person shooters. I'm really bad at them. I guess I just don't spend enough time to be like fast enough to be competitive on them, and so then I just get frustrated, and then it's not fun. And the whole point of playing a video game for me is to have fun. So if I'm not having fun with a video game, I don't play. Which is why I'm virtually never online playing like Call of Duty or whatever. Like once in a while, if I'm having a match with some of my friends, it's cool to have something to do together, especially because I don't have to have them over while I'm playing. I can play on, use that internet connection. But I'd way rather play like Skyrim, which I'm still totally in love with, and I'm still trying to play more of. Problem with RPGs like Skyrim though is they end up being such a time suck. Like if I play Skyrim, I can easily waste away hours and not get anything done. So I just most often end up not playing games so that I can get things done that I need to get done. It's way important to have some sort of discipline about that when my main like income comes from making sure that I have articles written and videos produced. So, have you done any modeling? I have not. I've never even considered it. I'm not the kind of person that people come up to and ask to model. And I don't find that. I'm not offended by that. There are plenty of beautiful people out there who are models, and that's great. But that's never been something that people have approached me about, or something that I've ever considered. I get that I've got the whole like girl next door thing going on. That's cool. I don't feel like I'm less of a person because I'm not a supermodel, and I don't have the delusions of grandeur that I am some sort of like super hot, model type figure and face or whatever. But that's okay. For the people who want to see that, there are wonderful examples of models out there, and they do their job well. How is USPSA going? I found the biggest struggle with USPSA is setting aside the time to practice. I'm never going to get any better if I don't train. I mean, it's the same for my writing. I've gotten better with writing by writing my whole life. I've always had either a journal or assignments or creative writing projects. I've written a ton, and that's why I'm to the point that I feel I'm comfortable with my writing and comfortable enough that I make my living off of it. I can't say the same thing for shooting. So if I want to be good at competition shooting, I need to put the time into it. And I haven't. I've put some time into practicing, like when I go shooting at the range, I try to run drills, work my weekend, improve my accuracy, and focus on, like, what little things I can improve, like my trigger pull or maintaining sight picture, that kind of thing. But there is a ton more dry firing that I could be doing and that I haven't done yet. So that's a personal goal that I have to get better at setting time aside to improve my USPSA game. I sent an email requesting an autograph, haven't gotten a response. I will get to those. I just ended up getting a lot more responses than I anticipated. And actually, I ran out of the materials that I need for these photos. So I need to go and get things all set up and paid for so that I can have photos printed to send out to you guys. So I hope that you're a little bit more patient with that. I appreciate it. There was way more response than I had anticipated. I'm getting caught up here. Are you planning on singing again? Yes, actually I am. I have a couple of songs that I am planning to cover. I don't really do I haven't done a whole lot of original like singing work, even though I have worked on composing music, so I might do something with that in the future. But any of the music-related stuff that I do, I will be posting on All Things Destiny, that YouTube channel specifically, so that I can keep Fate of Destiny guns and gear, and then All Things Destiny can be, well, All Things Destiny. How have you ever dealt with being out and about and being recognized by a fan? Yeah. I get recognized a whole lot more at SHOT Show than anywhere else. I mean, it kind of makes sense. That is the one show, or the one place that a whole bunch of industry members get together. But once in a while, I'll get recognized, like, at the range or at the gun store. Or, what was totally crazy was when I was in Texas visiting my brother, we were picking him up on post, and somebody just, like, randomly walked up to me and was like, hey, you're FateofDestinee. It totally, like, caught me off guard. Because I figured of all places, you know, on this post away from home where, you know, I didn't expect I'd know anybody because I've never even been to Texas before. Somebody recognized me. It was really crazy. It was neat, though. I still, like, 90% of the time, if somebody approaches me, I blush and, like, giggle like a little girl because I get nervous, and that's my first response when I'm nervous is to start giggling, which is awful, and it's totally awkward and uncomfortable, but I don't know, that's what my brain decides is logical in that situation. Oh, for those of you who had questions about the autograph thing, with one of my previous live streams, I had somebody ask me how to get an autographed image or an autographed photo from me, and I will send you an autographed photo from me if you just send it to my email, fateofdestinee@gmail.com, and let me know your address and who I'm making out the autograph to, and I will send it out to you as soon as I can. So that's FateofDestinee @gmail. Skyrim. Yeah, buddy. Skyrim, Morrowind, all of that. Love it. Oblivion also. Yeah. Secretly, okay, maybe it's not so secretly. I'm a huge nerd. I just really get into video games because I like how they tell a story. That's the fiction, or that's the literature I mostly read. I either do research for an article or for an essay if I'm at school, or I read, like, these great epic fantasy novels of, you know, dragons and magic and, yeah, all that fabulous stuff. I read a ton of Stephen King, like, more than any other author, hands down. I read Stephen King. I also read some Tolkien, though. I've read the Lord of the Rings series probably like 4 or 5 times now. It's one of my all-time favorites. Some of the stuff that I really get into, I can't get enough of, and I'll read it over and over again. God of War over Elder... Whatever, bro! Whatever! Elder Scrolls all the way. Do you run? If so, what has been your best mile time? I am, like, one of the slowest runners of ever. I'm definitely not a professional runner or a racer or anything. I do run, though. I run for my own fitness and because I enjoy it. I love the feeling of... I always hit it at about, like, 1.5 miles, 2 miles in, where I get this, like, I guess, the runner's high, where I just feel like I can just go forever. And I don't have to think. It's just feet on the ground or on the treadmill. I enjoy that. Last night I ran 3 miles. Actually, it was 3.5 miles in like 45 minutes or so. So I'm not a fast runner. I'm not. But I don't run to be fast. I don't need that to feel good. I just enjoy the physical activity of, you know, feet on the street. It's great. Do you agree with using a gun in self-defense as the absolutely last resort? I think life is precious, so if I have any opportunity to save a life, I will. Not that I'm some kind of, like, vigilante and I'm going to go out and save the world, you know, but if I have the option of using a less than lethal tool before drawing my firearm, I will. Or, even better, if I have the opportunity to run away or to just use my own conversation to de-escalate the situation, I will definitely try to do that before I draw my firearm. Do you have any red dot sight preferences? EOTech and Aimpoint sound like great options, but I am broke, man. I've been, like, drooling over an EOTech that I am totally in love with, and I've gotten to use a little bit, but I don't have a whole lot of experience with them. So from what I've read on other people using them, EOTech and Aimpoint both sound pretty solid, but I don't have enough experience myself to be able to be like, yes, EOTech's better or whatever. Did I see the movie Man of Steel? Not yet, so no spoilers. I do want to go see it though. Superman's awesome. Destiny, are your music vids up? I took them off of the Fate of Destiny channel because I'm trying to differentiate that channel as just being guns, gear, and fitness. But the All Things Destiny channel, I will be putting those music videos back up on there, and I will be posting new ones to the All Things Destiny YouTube channel. So if you do happen to not find my singing, horrendous and offensive, it will be up there for your enjoyment. Do you reload at all? Not yet. I would really like to get into it, but I haven't saved up the money I need to yet for the gear that I need to get into it. Like the press and the dies and everything. So down the road, it is a planned purchase, and I am trying to save up for it. I just have the problem of when I get enough money saved up for something like that, I end up buying a gun. Shooting with both eyes open. I definitely do try to shoot with both eyes open, so thank you for the advice, and it does help. Okay, sorry, I'm getting trying to get caught up between your comments over here and address everybody's questions. Also, do you work the sandwich gig anymore? Nope. Just, I was working the sandwich gig for a while, but just recently, in the last, couple of months, I've been able to work, writing. Pretty much, I write full-time, and then I also make, videos. YouTube's not the best way to, try to get rich quick, if that's what you were, looking to do with it. So for those of you who are expressing that I've had some helpful advice for you, I really appreciate that. I don't claim to be any kind of expert, but I am a perpetual student. Not just because I, have taken college classes, but I'm always doing my research and trying to learn new things. So what I enjoy doing with my YouTube channel and with my writing is taking that research and the experiences that I've had and sharing them with you so that hopefully you can benefit from some of the information as I pass it along to you. And having that feedback is really encouraging for me to keep doing what I'm doing. I appreciate it. Have you ever read The Chronicles of Narnia? I keep meaning to get to that series. My brother read them, and he was pretty pleased. He enjoyed them. And I saw, the first movie and thought that it was a neat idea, but for whatever reason, I guess I haven't gotten around to reading them yet. I do have, though, I have a Nook. I don't know, I probably should end up getting a Kindle, but I have a Kindle app on my iPad, so it just kind of seemed a little silly, and I just liked the screen of the Nook better. So I have been downloading little by little the books that I want to read and going through them because it's just so convenient to have it on me all the time. I have a whole library in there. It's on the list, but I haven't gotten to it. Hi, Destiny. Sorry it took me so long. Just joined, missed a lot. Well, thanks for showing up. I'm still going to be chatting for another, half an hour or so, so I appreciate you stopping by, even if it's only for even if you only have time for a few minutes. So, thanks for tuning in, Colleen. Do you have any first aid training? At the moment, the only first aid training I have is how to do CPR, but I do have some training with Patriot Nurse on my horizon, so that should be pretty cool. And other than that, I only have my experience as a student of anatomy and physiology, which doesn't directly equate to practical first aid application. So it is something that is important to me to learn. The books are always way better than the movies. Oh yes, always, always. But there are still like books based off of, or movies based off of books that are still really entertaining. Like I've enjoyed, like, Sin City was based off of a number of graphic novels. Love it. Although they're a little different from the graphic novels. I love the Lord of the Rings movies, even though they're notably different from the books. I think they were really well done. Good night, Destiny. Keep up the good work. Well, thanks for stopping by. Kettlebells or shake weight? How about never shake weight? Ever. For never. I do train with kettlebells, though. And I hate them, but I hate them because they work, and they just make my arms sore. But that is something that I have started integrating into my workout routine in order to try and help strengthen my grip and be able to hold out a pistol for longer without fatigue, or before I fatigue. Marv is for the win. Heck yeah, he is. He's like super boss. What am I listening to on my earbud? You guys. If I don't have headphones plugged into the computer while I'm doing this, I get this horrid feedback loop, and it just gets screechy and uncomfortable, and it's bad for everybody. So I keep one little earbud in so I can hear myself. It's a little awkward, but it also allows me to track the delay, because when I speak at first, I obviously hear myself with my own ears, but there is about a 10-second delay. It's not actually so bad. When the internet connection gets slow, it'll get really bad, and that's when I'll like stop and I guess let the lag catch up a little bit. But I think the delay for the most part is only like maybe 2 seconds or so, which is a little bit awkward, but it's still a helpful trick for me to be able to understand or hear what you guys are hearing. Do you PC game or console? You know, I grew up around PC gaming, a ton of PC gaming, but once the Xbox came out, it kind of changed everything for me, because for whatever reason, console gaming or Xbox gaming was easier for me. And since that, I pretty much only play console. Once in a while, I really like Civilization 5 is freaking sweet, and that we play PC, but not a whole lot of stuff do I sit down on the computer and play. For the most part, when I sit down on the computer, I want to like do work. So I guess maybe that helps me separate my work from my play time. I don't know. Let's see. Alrighty, I'm out of here. Well, thanks for stopping by. I will, for those of you who are still hanging in there, I will be on for a good 20 minutes or so. You guys can relax. I'm here. LOL. Try wrist weights when you go. I haven't tried adding on any additional weights yet to my resistance training because I am a pansy. I have like little wimpy upper body strength. It's really sad. And considering that I enjoy shooting so much, I think it behooves me to improve my upper body strength. So I've only just started to integrate more of that kind of training into my workout. So now it's not just running and legs training. Have you been tased again? Not since that one time where I did it for a video, because it wasn't any fun. Go figure. Not that I was anticipating that I would enjoy it. I'm not, nuts. I did it for the scientific knowledge, because nobody else out there had the information that I wanted, so I thought I would just get it firsthand. But since that experience, I would only do it again if I absolutely had to. Like, if there was... I can't conceive of a circumstance in which I would need to receive some sort of tase, but was not any fun. So I'm not in any kind of hurry to go get tased some more. I knew I wasn't the only person who says LOL out loud. Isn't it funny how that's such a part of our culture now? Like, everybody understands that LOL is like a punctuation or a sentence softener. I just think it's kind of funny, a funny commentary on our society. Will you integrate more shotguns into your shooting? I am definitely planning on it. I enjoy shooting shotguns. It's just the shotguns mostly that I have at home or that I have access to are too long for me to use. They're the stock is the reach is awkward for me to control. So even though I can shoot, it's not convenient or easy. And because I struggle so much trying to work with the stock that doesn't fit my arm length, it doesn't make for really great video because it just looks like, wow, you're shooting a gun that doesn't work for you, aren't you? And I keep buying pistols instead of getting a shotgun that fits me. What are some of your favorite movies? Oh man, I love movies. I am a movie junkie. I think my favorite movie is Sin City. I watch that a lot. I love the Kill Bill movies. Pretty much anything that Tarantino directs, I love. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, Shawshank Redemption. I love the movie Fargo. I think that movie is fabulous. I also enjoyed some of the. Lost my train of thought there. Oh, I know what I was gonna say. I enjoy the like movies based on comic books. Like I love the Avengers. I love the second Incredible Hulk. The first one, I didn't. The one that came out in like 2000 or 2005. I didn't think it was very good. But the one with Edward Norton, I totally love. I guess I have a tendency toward like action adventure movies. Those seem to be my favorites. I do like some dramas though. I have a pretty wide range. Ooh, Inglourious Bastards and Django. Heck yes, absolutely love both of them. Own both of them. I think Inglourious Bastards though is my favorite Tarantino movie. I'm fabulous. Fargo? How dare you? Whatever. I like that movie. Leave me alone. I do like the Coen brothers. The Big Lebowski though. I get such a huge kick out of that movie. And it always makes me want to like have a White Russian when I'm watching that movie. I think Reservoir Dogs is fabulous. One of my favorite things in a movie is when it has like this totally like crazy timeline, like Reservoir Dogs, and you have to sit there and try to figure things out. Memoir was like the prime example of that, where I still sit and scratch my head trying to put everything together. I like a movie that makes me think. I also really like foreign films. Memento. I said memoir. I meant Memento. Sorry. There's a little brain slip there. I love though. A good deal of foreign movies. I like a lot of British stuff as well as like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Of course, is one I liked. I also like House of Flying Daggers. I like Jet Li's Fearless. Act of Valor? Yes, I liked Act of Valor. Not for the acting, but for the like realistic or more realistic like tactics in it. That was really cool. Natural Born Killers. Oh yeah, I know technically it's Oliver Stone's direction, but Tarantino wrote that screenplay. And his dialogue is like recognizable in anything. Like right away, you know it's a Tarantino. I really enjoy how he has his characters go back and forth in the way that actual people conversate. I don't know why that seems to be such a difficult thing to accomplish. I mean, I've never even tried writing a screenplay, so any kind of screenplay would be difficult for me. But I especially enjoy how Tarantino has his characters develop themselves through their dialogue. I think it's wonderful. As far as foreign films go, I absolutely love Red. I think was it Red Snow? Shoot, what is that? Dad, what is that zombie movie that I absolutely love? Dead Snow. That's what it's called. Dead Snow. It's freaking sweet. I love it. Hey from New Zealand, what's a good affordable bolt gun? Well, it's hard to beat a Mosin. They're just about as cheap as you get, and they're reliable. I mean, they take a whole lot of time to clean all the cosmoline, and one of the problems with like the first few times you shoot it is as the bolt heats up, it heats up the stock around the bolt, which melts or causes the cosmoline that's in the stock, the wooden stock, to kind of seep out, and then it clogs up the bolt a little bit, and it can make the action a little difficult to operate. It like sticks. You have to kind of like bang on a little bit, but you can get one a lot of times for like $100 or less, and it's, as far as my experience goes, it's pretty dang accurate and it's reliable. So, I mean, they're not like super remarkable and super fancy. I mean, they've been out for quite a while, a few years. Not exactly new, but I've had good shooting experiences with any of the Bosons I've tried out. True Romance is the only Tarantino film I have not yet seen, which I didn't even realize that I was watching the preview for whatever the, like, shoot, what is it, like 10 years or 20 years of Tarantino, something like that, where it's basically a box set of all the movies he's produced up to this point. And I looked at that, I was like, how have I not seen that yet? I was so disappointed with myself. I did see, though, oh shoot, what's it called? From Dusk Till Dawn, and I got a huge kick out of that. I totally enjoyed it. I don't know, I just thought it was wonderful. It was a great example of his style. Loving the stream in class, and you're watching my videos in class. Don't get in trouble watching my videos. But I'm really glad that you enjoy them. That's really, it's really cool to hear that somebody wants to stick around and chat at me. It's awesome. How many rounds would you put through your gun before you thought about cleaning? It kind of depends on the gun. There are some of my firearms that, like my M9, I probably have 4,000 rounds through it, and I haven't cleaned it yet. It just runs. I mean, after every couple thou or so, I'll need to put in a couple drops of oil on the bottom of the on the underside of the slide. But it works for me, so I don't. And if I'm not carrying it, it doesn't bother me that it's dirty. If I do carry it, I want to clean it before I carry it, just because I want to increase my the percentage of time that my gun is going to be operable. I don't want to have to run the risk of a misfire just because I decided not to clean my gun. PS4 or Xbox One? I just prefer the Xbox. Nothing against you guys who want to play PlayStation. I mean, there's a reason why it's so popular and why it's been competitive for so long. But I prefer the graphics and the experience on the Xbox, and I have. And a lot of the games that are coming out for the Xbox One next year look really freaking exciting. And, oh man, I always get really stoked around E3 when all of the YouTube videos hit that kind of sum up the best of E3. I enjoy that. Have you used Froglube? I have some. Like, I got a sample of it when I went to SHOT Show. I think it was this year. I got the sample of it. They were just trying to like promote it, and so they threw me some. But I just haven't gotten around to using it. I think what happened was when I put it away, I didn't put it with the rest of my like normal gun cleaning kit, so I keep forgetting that I even have it. Eventually, I should move it into the regular cleaning kit, and then I'll remember because it'll be there. But it's not that I'm opposed to using it; I just keep forgetting. The stuff that I use, I don't have like a particular brand loyalty to a gun cleaner. I've used Ballistol, I've used Hoppies number 9 or Hops number 9, however you want to say it. Basically, oh, and CWP or CLP. Sorry, CLP. If it cleans my gun, at the end, I mean, by the time I'm done, that's really all I care about. And I don't mind taking extra time or less time working on a firearm, because the whole process of cleaning my firearms is very, like, zen. You know, it's very peaceful. I kind of, like, I, like, feel like I have all my world organized and I'm, like, at peace with everything. I don't know. It sounds a little new agey, I guess, but I enjoy the process of gun cleaning. So if it takes me longer to get my gun clean, bonus. By the way, how's the quality from you guys? I'm seeing here and there some people are experiencing a little bit of lag. So pistol versus revolver, CCW. That has to be a personal preference, I think. I know some people who they just want to shoot revolvers, and they're more confident in them, they shoot better with them, and they don't have, they have found ways to effectively conceal them. Hey, if that's what works for you, you know, there are revolvers that you can get, depending on the caliber that you're shooting, you can get anywhere up to like 10 rounds or something crazy. So I can't really argue capacity, because I carry a 1911 that only holds, you know, 7+1 or 8+1, depending on the model that I'm carrying. I think that you gotta come up with what works for you. I have no legs. I have no legs. Okay, cool. So looks like a lot of you, it's still coming in well. Awesome. Great. Okay, cool. What do you think of Heather LaCroix? I actually met Jeff and Heather at SHOT Show, not last year, but the year before, and they are very, very pleasant people. They're really nice. They're they're very down to earth, and they actually remind me a lot of some of my own family members. I enjoy that they are just plain themselves, and I am not as bold as Heather is, but I'm also not in as good a shape as Heather is. So, more power to her. I enjoy their personalities, both Heather and Jeff. I get a really big kick out of them, and they're nice people. So I don't really find fault in, or well, I like them. I'll just say that. Do you clean with a rod and brush or cleaning rope? Both, actually. It depends on how dirtied up my firearm is. If I can't seem to get it to work with the cleaning rod, I'll dig up the bore snake. Or if I have the bore snake handy, I'll use the bore snake. It kind of just depends on what I have right next to me. Chopsticks versus fork eating ramen. I refuse to eat ramen with a fork. I won't do it. When I was like 8, I had this big kick of I really wanted to learn how to use chopsticks. So my dad taught me how to use chopsticks. And then I ate everything with chopsticks. I ate cereal with chopsticks. I ate sandwiches with chopsticks. Like, that was my big thing. So now, you know, in my 20s, I still eat like a lot of things with chopsticks. Like, anytime I have rice, I won't eat rice with a fork. I just eat it with chopsticks. I have like I have a little set of travel chopsticks that I bring with me in my purse and stuff, just because I like eating with chopsticks. But ramen, that's just, you gotta eat ramen with chopsticks. That's just how you do it. Alright, so I'm getting my warning now. I have 8 more minutes until the video ends. Have you met James Yeager? No, I have not met James Yeager. You're very patient to eat rice with chopsticks. I don't know, since I've been doing it, like, most of my life, it's not difficult for me. My sister, though, she, for whatever reason, never decided she really wanted to learn how to do it, so she doesn't do it very well. So I'll, like, not thinking, I'll make rice or something for dinner, and I'll give her some rice and a pair of chopsticks, and she looks at this, she's like, I'm too white. And that, of course, makes me laugh. Have you ever shot a Tavor? Yeah, I got only a few rounds, but at the Second Amendment shoot that Corey and Erica hosted on the Range Time Range, well, Mac, or Tim from the Military Arms channel, brought his Tavor, and I got to shoot a little bit of it. So thanks to Tim for the opportunity. It was awesome. It was really cool. I really want one, but it's super expensive. So that's a little bit further on down the list. How did you meet Hickok? I get that question a good deal. Hickok has a son who is my age, and he happened to find my videos, and he's like, "Oh, hey, you know, I work on YouTube stuff too." And so we started talking guns, and he's like, "Well, oh, and I also have family in the Tennessee area, and one year, the year that my brother graduated from basic training, we planned out this really huge road trip where we are going out to see my brother graduate from basic training out at Relaxin' Jackson." And so the route kind of took us it took us close to Tennessee. So we decided we'd just make a whole family trip of it. And we would go out to visit my family in Tennessee. And then we would go out to see my brother graduate. And I was talking to Big John and Hickok at the time. Because then John showed my videos to Hickok. And he liked the videos. And they said, well, if you're going to be in the area, why don't you stop on by the range? We'll do a little bit of shooting. So it was one of the coolest YouTube gatherings I've gotten to have. They're great people, and now we've made family friends. So I'm really grateful for that chance meeting that got to happen. Is Hickok's sense of humor really as dry as the Gobi Desert? Absolutely. The Hickok that you see on YouTube videos, that is him. That's it. That's just plain his personality, which I think adds to the appeal, at least for me, because it really feels like you're having this conversation sort of with him. And it was kind of funny getting to interact with him when I visited his range, where he just is that dry. He cracks me up. I enjoy it. He's very teacher-like. You could tell that he's, had that a lot of time spent teaching kids. Okay, guys. So another warning: 5 more minutes before our little conversation gets to or finishes up. Mio or Gatorade packs in the water? This is a Mio. I really like the cranberry raspberry. I have a very slight obsession with cranberry juice. When I was living in the college dorms a while back, that was all that I bought for myself as far as beverages go. It was always cranberry juice. So I even have cranberry Mio. I like it. It's convenient. And I'm one of those people who, even though I know water's really good for me, especially because I've learned about it in my biology and my anatomy and physiology classes, I can't convince myself to drink it unless it has some sort of flavoring in it. So I end up getting a lot of those little Mio things. What is... Oh, you have an issue with the live stream on Android. Is it lagging, or what's going on with it? If I can fix it, I'll try to see what I can do better. If you let me know how. I love cranberry and pomegranate juice. Yes, I like pomegranates just like plain pomegranates. Have you ever tried to drink Mio without adding it to water? No. I have, though, done it where I put too much in a water bottle and then it's too strong or too concentrated or whatever. And it's kind of gross. Then, but easy fix, just add more water. Almost no one drinks enough water. I know. It's awful. By the time you're feeling thirsty, you're already into dehydration. My mom always gives me a hard time because I am really bad at managing my sleep schedule and how much taking care of myself in general. I'm really good at taking care of other people, but then I always forget when it comes to myself. And so she's like, you've done all this study, you know how bad it is, and you tell me to drink water, and you don't drink water. Yeah, I know. But I'm working on it. I drink 1.5 gallons a day. Wow, you are definitely consuming more water than I do. They sell real juice at the store. Yeah, but real juice has so much sugar in it, it dehydrates you. So, yes, you get a little bit of water in it, but you don't get the same hydration Do you listen to Hank Williams Jr.? I have not. I haven't even listened to any Hank Williams Jr., so I don't even be able to tell you whether or not I like him. I haven't heard any. I know that he exists, if only in part because he's referenced in Shawshank Redemption. But, or no, that's just Hank Williams. But yeah, so that's my experience. 0. Sorry. Camelback works great. You know, I totally want one. When I was a kid, my dad always had one, and I would always steal it because I thought it was more like a toy. Like, oh yeah, I have it. It was I used it kind of like a squirt gun because if you depress the I don't know, the straw part of it, I guess, in a certain way, you can get it to squirt. And so I'd squirt my brother with it. Basically, I wasn't using it the way I should have been. But I keep meaning to. It's another one of those investments that I keep meaning to make, and then I keep putting off or forgetting. But from Aussie Wombat, see you next week. Bye. I will see you Tuesday. I guess this is morning for you, huh? All right. We are almost done with this live stream. So I guess I'll just leave you guys with, I'm really excited about my article that's going live on the Bang Switch tomorrow morning. So it would mean a lot to me if you guys would pop over to thebangswitch.com tomorrow morning and check out my post. Give me a little bit of feedback, how you think it turned out. For written content on guns and gear and the shooting sports, stop by thearmsguide.com or my YouTube channel, which offers videos on the same subject, Fate of Destiny, or youtube.com/FateofDestinee. And if you're interested in more like getting to know me kind of stuff and my singing or other creative pursuits, you can check out my other YouTube channel, All Things Destiny. Next week's live stream will be at same place, new.livestream.com/FateofDestinee at 7 p.m. Central Time, so that'll be 8 Eastern Time for those of you over on the East Coast. Thanks for taking the time to chat with me a while. I'm really enjoying it. I love the opportunity to get to know you guys better and for you to get to know me better. So, thank you. And I'll see you next week. Bye, guys.